Hello, Facebook fans and YouTube fans of DX Engineering. Welcome to the DX Engineering Weekend Special. I'm Tim, K3LR, and we have a very special guest on today with us. It's Angel, WP3R, and he's down in Arecibo, Puerto Rico. Hello, Angel.
How you doing there, Tim? Very good afternoon to you and to all our DX Engineering fans and all ham radio fans around the world. Thank you very much for inviting me to this to the weekend special.
It is the weekend, and I know it's been a very, very tough week for you, Angel, and I know you've been off the charts busy. Why don't you start out by giving some background on the observatory and then what happened with the first cable break? And I know you've been associated with the observatory for over 40 years. Give us a short roundup of that, and then let's get into what happened on Tuesday morning.
Sure. Thank you very much there, Tim. First, again, let me just say hi to all my friends and all the outpouring of the support. You never know how many friends you have when when something happens. So I really want to thank everyone, y quiero también saludar a todos mis amigos de Puerto Rico, de la Caribbean, que siempre nos están escuchando. Muchísimas gracias a todas esas personas. Want to make sure I say hi to everyone, our friends here. Thank you very much again. Thank you very much there, Tim and DX Engineering. Well, okay, just a quick background. The observatory is a radio telescope that was first constructed in 1959 and started operations in 1963. In 1970, and over the years, I'm going to make this a kind of short, but I can accept any questions later on. The background, okay, so we started as an ionospheric observatory, just transmitting, but we noticed that it was very capable because of the size of the dish. We were capable of doing radio astronomy as well, which was planned. The original dish was a half-inch chicken mesh, about 20 acres, 1,000 feet across. It's a radio telescope. Again, it's a radio telescope, and the surface was 1,000 feet of this chicken mesh. In '74, we upgraded. Okay, since with this upgrade, we changed that surface, that nice shiny surface you see, and then probably in all the pictures in my QSL card or what have you. And with that, we had a lot more. Yeah, thank you very much, Tim. We had a lot more capabilities. And then in '95, we added it, by the way, in that upgrade, not only upgrading the dish, we put a planetary radar transmitter to study the nearby planets, comets, and asteroids. And then in '95, the picture that graciously Tim put up here of my QSL card, that dome was put in '95. What happened and why we put that dome is because if you notice in the back of that dome, you see there's a curved shape below that triangle. You can see like a circular track, and that arm, that bow-shaped arm, we call the azimuth arm, that rotates horizontally. Okay, on that track. And so on the other side, we have that long needle-like looking antenna, and that's a 430 megahertz antenna. Yes, 430, 70 centimeters, the same frequency that hams use. It's the same band. It is a shared band, and that was put again. The dome was put on in '95, and that line feed that's a line feed. What happens when the sun comes, right? This is all metal. So metal contracts and expands. So what it does, it lifts and raises the platform. And what happens is we get out of focus. It's kind of out of focus. So there was a design for the Gregorian Dome, and the Gregorian Dome, what has inside is a secondary dish and a tertiary dish. And all the signals are focused into one point. So this dome now fixes this aberration, this like myopia effect of the telescope. So whether it went up and down, the focal point was always in the same spot. Okay, with that addition, we added 600 tons to the platform. when the 600 tons to the platform, which originally wasn't designed. It was designed not with all that weight, but we did put extra cables and the like. And so over the years, we've always been trying to take care of it. Remember, we live on an island. We're pretty right from that platform. You can see the Atlantic Ocean easily. And so there is a salt spray. Everything there was painted and scraped as we could. That's a special, that triangle is a special type of steel made in Pennsylvania. And so we were as shocked as anyone there by the shortcomings of the telescope. In August of this year, we had if Tim could put that up again, I want to show you something really quick. If Tim can put up that picture there, if you can see in August of this year, originally what happened, you can see the tower to the left. Now let me tell you, that's called tower number 4. The tower to your right is tower number 8, and that point right above in between the P and the 3 there. If you go up, okay, there's a tower going. There's also a tower straight north, and that's tower number 12. Okay, so if you can see, if you have a bird's eye view, tower number 12 will be 12 o'clock. The tower number 4 is at 4 o'clock, and the tower to your right will be 8 o'clock. So everybody says, "Oh, tower 4, tower 8 is only 3 towers." So we're going to keep with this. And the tower number 4, one of the when we put the Gregorian Dome, we added some auxiliary cables. We had to add auxiliary cables for support, but also for the additional torque that this 600-ton Gregorian Dome would have. Us radio amateurs, you know what happens if you have just a small antenna. Let's say you put a 300-pound antenna, and you start to rotate, and when it stops, your tower is going to twist a little bit. So this is what the auxiliary cables. If you see from the left most tower, tower 4, which is the easternmost tower, it angled in just about to the tip of the triangle closest to you. Let's say for reference sake, between the end of the azimuth arm to the tip of the triangle. That's where that cable, and that was the original cable that came down. Okay, that was the original cable. So we were saying, okay, that we could probably take care of this. And I don't want to get ahead of myself, Tim. Just in case, if you want, I could say something else later. But let me just say that was the original fault in August of this year, and we can continue.
Okay, Angel, that's great. Now you've set the table. You've talked about what is inside the dome, and you've talked about the weight of the platform. We talk about a cable that broke in August. And then we're going to play a video here of what happened on Tuesday, but I want you to kind of set the table for that.
Okay, well, this video is actually a video taken by an amateur. It's actually my tower guy, and who does the. We've been surveying this since the fall in August of that auxiliary cable, and then the fall in the beginning of this month when the main cable, one of the main cables that came off. We've been doing some drone surveys of this, and so one of our employees, he put a camera there, and this is right outside the control room. Okay, my control room and my office is pretty close there, and the control room area. Those who have visited know probably what I'm talking about. What you will see is an unfortunate, very, very sad video. It's even difficult for me to see this, and you'll see that over the weekend, what happens? Why was this there? Yes, we knew this was eventually going to come down. So we were leaving a camera there. So over the weekend, we were hearing these strands pop again, friends. This was a 3-inch. These cables are 3-inch bridge strand, many strands, and we could hear like these guitar strings. And so what you'll see now, you'll see that on what I was saying, the tower to your left there, that is tower number 4. That is where the break was. So what happened when we left, when one of the cables came out, the other cables had more stress. So you're going to see a very sad video for me. Well, you see from there, all of a sudden you see, check that in between the tower and the tip of the azimuth arm, you'll see it starts getting darker. When you'll see that starts getting darker, it's because the cables are starting to snap. And then you will see the tower, you'll see that the triangle start to go to your right. And the azimuth arm again is the one that houses that dome and that other little antenna. It used to be 96 feet long. Right now it's about 28 feet long. And you'll see that gets disconnected from the triangle. It will fall a little bit to the north of center. And since the cables on tower 12, on tower 8 are still 100% okay, it didn't fall straight down. Everybody thought it would fall straight down. It didn't fall straight down, guys. This went and it actually took it and pushed it to the north. As a matter of fact, that bow-shaped arm fell to the north of center, and the triangle almost fell outside of the dish. And this is difficult to see, but go ahead, Tim.
Okay, so Angel, you can still hear me, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so Angel, before we start the video, tell us about this thing coming off to the left. I've actually been on that, but what is that's coming off to the left that goes to the edge of the dish? Okay,
well, let me explain what you're seeing here. There's from our, as you're looking at it from the left to the top of the triangle, that's the catwalk. That's access to the platform. Okay, that's a catwalk where you can access the platform. Okay, and so again, then we have the triangle. Underneath the triangle is that circular track. The circular track where by the way, that azimuth arm from tip to tip is longer than a football field. That is 302 feet long. That dome is a 4-story building, as big as a 4-story building. Okay, and this is what we're seeing. So and again, the control room will be about a little bit to your right, and that's what you're going to see is that, again, since the cable to your left is going to snap, and this cable, if you notice, if you look at the 3 corners of the triangle, okay, that one corner, the leftmost tower goes to one corner of the triangle, but then you'll see the point of the triangle closest to you going like a straight up at 45 degrees. There's another one going there about to your right about 90. That's another tower there. Those cables are perfect. So what happens when the cables to your left on that tower 4 snaps, it will not fall down straight because you still have you still have those if you want to call them guys, you still have those cables, those support cables. And so the support cables actually almost took it outside of the dish, outside of a 1,000-foot dish.
So, Angel, how many times had you been out that catwalk?
More times than probably I would like. In the last few years, luckily, I've got a great staff that now does most of that work. But I remember that I've been there many times. It's actually, let me just tell you real quick funny story. At the beginning, everything is computer controlled now. before it was computer controlled. We can monitor the position. So what happens was when where the dome was, there was another. If you see where that little stubby antenna is, that's called Carriage House 1. We used to have Carriage House 2, where that dome is, and we had 6 antennas. So what happens? The scientist always wants to track. Remember, you can track a source for about 2 hours. So when we track a source, it'll track, and right when it goes to the end, we have to stop it, because then it will go to a physical limit, because we don't want those carriage houses to fall off the side. So we used to have to go up and in nighttime, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning, and climb over the side. Nope, there's no harnesses. Jump over the side, and then override the limit. And hopefully, you said go down, because there's a limit in the center as well. There's also a limit in the center, so you don't want to go up, because you'll probably go over the side. So those are one of the things that we did. But I've been up there more times than I can count there, Tim, in 43 years.
So, Angel, let's talk about, there's 2 videos, and they're short, but they're very descriptive. Let's talk about the first video. Where is that camera positioned?
Okay. That camera. Okay, that's a great. So that camera is positioned of all our friends that have visited. That camera's positioned right outside the original observing deck. And I'll say like this: for those of you who saw the movie Contact, okay, that is the point of view where that movie where Jodie meets Matthew McConaughey, and there was a little party outside the control room. That is that same view. This is right outside the control room, a little bit to the left. Okay, we put it a little bit to the left, so it's a place where everyone could see the dish, and everyone that has been to the observatory has seen this view there, Tim.
Okay, and so the second video is a drone video, and how was it that the drone was up when this was going on?
That's a question everyone has asked. Okay, and again, all my comments here, I want to make sure everyone understands. These are my personal comments. These are not the comments of the National Science Foundation or Yang University or the University of Central Florida or UMet. This is my personal opinions of what happened. Okay, I'm not speaking for them, but what happened was those cables were snapping. We have a crew that was filming with drones. We had drone footages. They used to come in early. They were probably there 7 days a week, and because we did hear it, especially this last weekend. There were about 10 of these of strands starting to pop. Again, multi-strand, 3-inch bridge cable, 3 inches across. The strands started to pop. When they started to pop, the drone operator actually started to fly up there. He said, I think this is going to be it. And so luck, I guess for him, and the bad luck for us, he did hover the drone right at the spot where the cables started to snap. It is an amazing tournament. It was an amazing choice for this person to do it at that time. It was just by pure luck, Tim.
Okay, well, this is a quick 2-minute video, and then Angel, when it's done, we'll get you to fill in the blanks here a little bit.
Sure.
So here we go.
They're starting to snap. Yeah, that's the Atlantic Ocean. You can see on the top, just in case. I don't know if I have audio here, but
Yes, yes, you do.
okay, okay, I didn't know. Okay, so as you can see, right, that was the Atlantic Ocean, that blue area you saw out there.
And so, Angel, was that a helioport there?
That was, yeah, that's right. We do have a heliport there. That was very essential during the from Maria. That was back in the days when even JFK back in those days. So that's been a very important part. Remember, we're so isolated. We needed to have a heliport there.
Right, right.
Yeah.
So, so what has happened since Tuesday morning? What's been going on with you?
Well, obviously, it's been kind of crazy and very lightning also to know you have so many friends, but it's been very difficult, Tim. The observatory has been my family.
Yeah. Yep, it is your heart and soul. I'm sure it's the first thing you think about in the morning and the last thing you think about at night. And
Sure. I mean, I've been there for so long, and to see that come down like that. So we've had, we've had this outpouring of friends and in texts and messages and media. You've probably seen me in 100 media filmings and so has everyone else. And but let's not forget that the observatory, we lost an icon of radial sciences. This was the and we always say, China was bigger, and then no, but I've done the analogies and one of the antenna forums that that we've had in Dayton as well. China was bigger, but China, the China telescope does not compare in anything to what the observatory did. The analogy I always give is like, yeah, we all know here that we remember those touchstone phones or those rotary dial phones, really nice, big, nice, beautiful phones, and they're really good for calling. But the observatory was the iPhone of radio science. You can call, you use a camera, you use the internet, you use email, and a million apps. Okay, so that was the radio telescope in Arecibo. Okay, the China does not have transmitters. We had planetary radar transmitters. We were the most sensitive instrument on Earth to detect asteroids. We bounced signals off the asteroids, comets, planets. We did radio astronomy. We discovered the first planets outside of our solar system. We won a Nobel Prize. Our radio amateur, our good friend Joe Taylor, which I was very, very proud to say I was part of that project. We discovered that he won the Nobel Prize, proving Einstein's theory of relativity. I was lucky. I've got great things to tell my grandkids. I've got an asteroid named after me because of the work I did. Yeah. You look it up, 21500 Vasquez. And so it's things like this, and not only me, we have all our friends, but what I really feel for, Tim, what I really, really, really feel for, let me tell you, is my coworkers that are not going to have the experience of working in a place for 40 years and knowing all these people, having all these experiences that I had, of meeting all these guys, everyone, so many people that I know that are watching right now. Almost, I know so many of them, and it was because of the observatory and amateur radio. Remember, this radio telescope is exactly the same thing that we do here, guys. The only thing is, okay, how would you like this? But we've got a 1 megawatt transmitter that only needs 1 watt of drive. Your exciter just needs 1 watt. Okay, it's much bigger, but it's the same thing we do. We need 100 watts to get 1,500 watts, but it's the same thing. So yes, so a fantastic place there, Tim.
So tell us, there is still stuff going on at the observatory. There's still
yes.
hardware.
So that is such a great point.
What else is going on?
Such a great point, Tim, because there was a misconception that the National Science Foundation wanted to decommission the whole site, which is not true. What the National Science Foundation wanted to do was, when that cable came in August, we thought we were going to be able to repair it. Again, that cable weighs 20,000 pounds, and our winch that we always had was only 10,000 pounds. So there's no way to get that to go. But so we were looking for ways to do this. Okay, then the other cable break in November. Now the cable break in November was a main cable break. Okay, if you saw that, the main cable break, the tower has those auxiliary cables, I tell you, but it had 4 main cables. When this cable broke, okay, this one broke, then these are starting to hold all the weight. The strands on this thing started to break, and you saw the strands start here. So what happens? So NSF, who owns the Arecibo Observatory, NSF are the owners of the Arecibo Observatory. The University of Central Florida operates it, just like Cornell University operated, just like SRI operated it. They are the owners. So they decided that we have to try to lower this platform in a way not to endanger human life. We just saw it. It was just too dangerous to keep it up. We have to decommission the telescope, not the facilities. And the facilities, we still have a 12-meter radial telescope. We still have a LiDAR, which is a laser that we shoot in the air to study atmospheric effects. We also have a photometer, which measures the air glow at nighttime. And so we still have instruments on site that are still working, and they were not on the platform. They were not affected. So some sciences are still done. And so, yes, we're not closed yet. We're now, obviously, no one's is allowed on site because we got a huge cleanup process to go there, Tim. But the observatory by no means has stopped. We are still doing sciences at the radio telescope, the Arecibo Observatory. Obviously, not with the big dish, but radio science and optical sciences are still being done. That's a great question. Thank you very much for saying that, Tim. Yeah.
And so there's been a lot of comments, but this one really struck a chord. It says, Angel, you and your assistants, collaborators made us understand the universe in a way that was unimaginable before its construction. Thank you, thank you. And that's from Dr. John, Kilo Bravo 3 Hotel. And such a nice thing to say. Angel, tell us about the moon bounce operation that you did up there with Jim and Joe Taylor and all the guys.
Well, that's a good question, because I'm going to tell you why at the end. I'm going to show you why. Yeah, there's a moon bounce. Obviously, moon bounce has been done before there, Tim. Obviously, the pioneer of moon bounce worked the observatory. It's a Sam Harris. Okay, everyone. Yes, I am not the most famous ham for no way at the observatory. Sam Harris invented was the pioneer of moon bounce. But what happened was the way he did it and the way I wanted to do it were 2 different ways. I wanted to do it the way any ham wants to do it. I wanted to get a coax, put 2 radios, and transmit. Okay, they did it with the big transmitters and klystrons and said no, and LOs and stuff like that. What I did was, and you can see it on the 2010 issue of QSC, I disconnected the harmonic filters, the klystrons, and outside the building, I disconnected the waveguide. By coincidence, I had gone in ¡94 to a decommissioned BMU site up in Thule, Greenland, and I found a transition, a Whiskey Radio 2100, which is the waveguide. It's like 21 inches wide. From that waveguide to a Type N connector. I says, I'm going to take this back home. So we put it on the barge, and I said, one day I'm going to do this, and one day I'll say. So we were talking about this, and I said, okay, so we're going to do this. So again, we invited K1J. We invited Jim Breakall K1JT, MP4A, WP4G, AE6EG, and obviously we had to, because we had to do multi-modes, and who better to do the JT65 than Mr. JT himself. So and Joe Taylor, obviously, although he is a Nobel laureate, everyone knows Joe Taylor is the one who wrote FT8 with other friends, and so we had to invite Joe and all these friends, and we did the moon bounce. And so it's incredible. We had the backing of the observatory because we wanted to make sure, and this is very important, we wanted to make sure that the ham radio community in Puerto Rico, even though we had a 430 megahertz transmitter, it was a shared band. And the same way you guys can do it, listen, this is radio, and we're going to do it the same way so you guys can do it too, and we can do it too. The first thing that we ever did, and the first thing I ever did, was take a handy talkie. We tracked the moon. We started tracking the moon with a handy talkie. With 1 watt, I could chunk the local repeater on 70 centimeters, okay? And I had a QSO with our friend who's now a silent key. He owned the repeater. And yes, so again, you can read about that moon bounce thing. And I want to tell you something else. You can read about that moon bounce thing in the August QST. One thing I want to show you, Tim, and this is a surprise even for you. Right outside the control room, we're talking about that 430 megahertz system. It uses that 430 megahertz system uses a waveguide right outside the control room, and it goes up, okay, all the way up to the platform, very, very far away. It's about the distance is close to 2,000 feet. We only have 1 dB of loss, okay, about one dB of loss because we use that 21-inch waveguide. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a piece of that waveguide that fell outside the control room. This is the waveguide.
Wow.
And you didn't even know this one, Tim. This what you see here, this was the wave, and this was twisted. You don't know how heavy this thing is. Look how thick this is. You can see this is the inner part of the waveguide. You can see the bolts. These bolts are pretty big. I'll just you can see how big this is, just to give you a reference. And this was twisted like a pretzel. And it was so hot. As a matter of fact, let me see if I can get it was so hot. There's a lead line here. It started to melt. I was seeing this right. Let's see if we can see it right here. Right here. You can see the drop. Look at the drop. Mm-hmm. You can see it was melting. That's how hot when it twisted. That's how hot this piece of metal got when it flew. And it flew about 400 feet, and luckily no one was out there when it fell on the ground. And I saw it. I almost tripped on it. I said, you know what? Don't tell anyone I have this, please, by the way. Don't tell anyone I have it. I just found it. So that is an incredible thing where how that structure and the force that came down, how it twisted that. It's just amazing.
It is amazing. And thanks so much for bonus material and sharing, Angel. And I know you're very busy. I know that there's a lot going on there. I know there's a whole bunch of unanswered questions. And, you know, there's going to be a lot of meetings. I can't even imagine how many hours you're going to spend on Zoom for the next several months as you try to figure it out. And we know that you will. We know that NSF will be involved. You've got a whole big group of advisors and engineers.
Yes, we're thinking of a rebuild. The thing is that, so if anyone has an extra 300 million wants to throw around, I'm your guy. So yeah, it's about that. I mean, you want to do it again, about 350 million. So we're looking a couple of angles, but yes. So we're not through anyway, Tim. But go ahead. I'm sorry to interrupt you. I just had to say that.
No.
By the way, yeah, and Tim just wanted to say there too. I can also I can say this. Hello, this is DX Engineering. Se habla español. You know. Just in case.
Oh no, you're too busy. No. You're too busy. You know, the other thing.
You've been a great friend, and thank you very much. I just had to say that.
The other thing, Angel, is that you've got thousands of amateur radio operator friends that are all pulling for you.
Thank you. I know that. I didn't know that, but you kind of think about it, but I know it now. I haven't answered all my emails, and let me just say this real quick, Tim. If I haven't answered any of your emails, anyone that knows me, I don't have anyone answer the emails for me. I answer everything. So just be patient. I will answer your emails.
Yeah, well, we are being patient. We love you. We care about you. Our hearts bleed for you. And we know that anybody who has ever knocked on your door, Angel, you have treated them like they were Sean Connery, and a rock star. If you're an amateur radio operator and you show up at Arecibo, Angel was always giving the tour, and so much good came about because of the collaboration between the observatory, you and your staff, and amateur radio. So
thank you. Thank you for that.
We're so thankful for you coming on today. I know there were a lot of questions in the chat room, but we cannot get to everybody's question here today, unfortunately. But thanks again, Angel, for coming on. We wish you the very best, and we're going to stay in touch with you. This won't be the last time you'll be on, and you'll keep us
not going anywhere. Not going anywhere, guys. And thank you again. Thank you very much again. Tim, thank you very much. Thank you for all our DX Engineering fans, our fans around the world, mis amigos de Puerto Rico y alrededor del mundo. También muchísimas gracias a ustedes.
All right. Thank you, Angel. 73. Maybe we'll see you in the 160-meter contest, huh?
I will be there.
A little relaxation on 160.
I will be there. I will be there.
All right. And
yeah.
So 73 to you, Angel, and 73 to all the viewers. Thanks for coming today. And this session is recorded, so it'll be up on YouTube and up on the DX Engineering page. So if you need to go back and look at it again or tell your friends, and we'll see you on Tuesday for Tuesdays with Tim and Jeff. 73 from DX.
73. Thank you.